Greetings. It's an honor to be with you today. And today the topic is built and torn. I'm reading from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 18, verses 1 to 4. And it says this: The word which came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Arise and go down to the potter's house, and there will cause thee to hear my words. Then I went down to the potter's house, and behold, he wrought a work on the wheels. And the vessel that he made of clay was marred in the hand of the potter, colon. So he made it again another vessel, as seemed good to the potter to make it. The reading of God's word today is already blessed. I love the story of the potter's house. It shows us, well, we see how God showed Jeremiah through the potter working on the wheel, the way that he works on us, even when we're not cooperating or as willing to submit to the hands of the potter. So some of the things that should stand out is that God spoke a word to Jeremiah, but he didn't give him the complete message in that position. Jeremiah had to change positions so that God could really open the word up to him or really give him a deeper revelation. So he had to change his location, and that's important because sometimes we don't appreciate change. Although it's inevitable, we struggle with change. But oftentimes change is so that God can take us not just to another level, but give us another perspective, or to cause our revelation of him to increase. So he says, Arise, go down to the potter's house, and then I will cause thee to hear my word. So God needed him to move from where he was to a different location, namely the potter's house, because he was about to see an illustration of what God was saying. It was like an illustrative sermon was being given to Jeremiah. So he did that. He says he went to the potter's house, and behold, he saw the potter working on the wheels. And he said, here in verse 4 now, and he says, and the vessel that he made of clay was marred in the hand of the potter, colon. Notice I didn't say full stop. I said colon, because for the majority of us, or maybe if you've worked with clay before, you can probably bear witness with those potters that when a vessel gets marred, you've probably been working on it all day or for a long time, and all of a sudden it's deformed. It becomes something that you really don't wish to show or share or celebrate, so you end the work. It becomes a full stop. But with God, somebody needs to understand it's always a colon, because God is up to something. He says, after the colon says, so he made it again another vessel. So God did the work again. The vessel being marred didn't stop God from taking you and I through the process. The potter didn't stop there. He made it again, as seemed good to the potter to make it. So God is building us. But in order for us to be what God has designed us to be, we've got to be built and torn. Because oftentimes in the building process, things happen that cause this vessel to appear unsightly, or not something that doesn't appear to be beautiful by the world's standards. But in the eyes of God, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. So even in the process while you're being built, there's some tearing. We've got to become torn. And I'll explain this further, because I'm going to do 2 more videos, one entitled Built and one entitled Torn, and I'm going to really key into both elements of being built and torn, because I believe we've got to appreciate God's process. I'm not saying we're going to enjoy it. I'm not saying it's going to be something we look forward to, but when it is all said and done, weeping only endures but a night, but the joy of the Lord will come in the morning. I know we often wonder when they say joy comes in the morning, where that joy is coming from. I'm here to tell somebody it's the joy of the Lord that's coming in the morning, and that joy is coming equipped because it's going to give you strength to endure the process, to endure being built up one day and the next day being torn down. And I believe it was Job, and I stand corrected if I'm wrong, that said, though he slay me, I'm going to trust him. And I want to encourage somebody to trust God today. He's building you up today. You feel built today, but tomorrow you may go through a process, or during the process, because it's always a process. There's highs and lows in this process. You may feel built today, and tomorrow you may be torn, but understand that God has not forsaken you. He has not abandoned you. He's doing a great work, and it's all for His honor and for His glory.